Yo, what up? Good morning. Hello, everybody. How is it going? Good to see all you. Can you hear me? Hold on, let me look. Yes, you should be able to hear me. Hello. Good morning, Madzome, Fetchy, Little Miss Demi, Firendelia, the Catmaster. Hello. Good morning. How are you? What is going on? Also, Madzome, what is a Monkey Ninja Boot Camp? I'm intrigued. Price my fave, hello. Hammerhead Shark, what do ye? Ping Hazard, a good morning. Hello, everyone. Mr. Shazam, hello from Brazil. Hello from Portland, Oregon. Good to see all of your wonderful faces. So, this morning, we are going to be core training with... Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, Monkey Ninja, I get it. Lots of this stuff. Oh, man, I have a thing in my eye. It's going to be bugging me. It's going to be bugging me. Okay. Let's see. Bacon Cat, hello. How are you? So, we're going to be playing some Railway Empire. Hey, Pizza Bear. Good morning. We're going to be playing some Railway Empire. This is a game that I have been playing a bunch over the past couple of weeks. I really enjoy it. It is a sort of... It's almost like if you mix together a resource management game like Anno and added a little bit more of like a Civ feel. But we'll just jump into it and you'll see. You're connecting up rail lines across a huge network, a huge chunk of the country in the 19th century. It's a pretty good. Solo or like solo? Solo. This game, I don't think this game has multiplayer actually, which is a shame. I'm gonna sneeze. It's a good morning. All right, let's get into it before I fall to pieces. So we're going to be doing this, for the first hour and a half today. Then we'll take our little break, and then we will do some more colony survival with the gang. Okay, pause the musics. Let us go ahead and open up Railway Empire. All right, let's get this going. I tested this out earlier. I think that lower right is going to make the most sense for this game. Okay, let me check. Oops, not sandbox. Options. Let me check my audio. I might have turned, I turned the music all the way down. I do that a lot. Don't want you guys to have trouble hearing me over the musics. Okay, so we are going to... We'll probably do a scenario. Let me go ahead. I'm going to record this, as I often do. It's taking its time over there. Should be fine. Come on, computer. There we go. Yeah, it always does that when I record. It likes to... my hard drive had to spin up to, start copying over data. Every now and then, when it does that in the morning, scares me a little bit. All right, and my head's cut off a little bit. Let's just move you up just the slightest little bit. There we go. That looks good. Cool. All right. So I'm going to do, am I okay? I look sick? Yeah, I'm fine. That's just my face. It's early morning, so it might be just that I have, morning face. Okay, let's do a little intro. Let's get started. Howdy, y'all. My name is Bryce, and welcome to some Railway Empire. This is a game where you manage a large network of trains across the country and the United States in the 19th century, kind of historically inspired. We're going to do a scenario. Let's start. I mean, I love the West, because that's where I'm from. There's also the South. You can go to, Texas area, the North, the Northwest. Let's, I don't know if I've done the Northwest at all. What do we have? Northern Passage, Rocky Mountain Mining. Okay. What about here? Gold Rush, Pacific Coast. What else we got? Midwest Automobile. Metropolis, Commodore, Hunger for Raw Materials. Let's do, Black Gold. That sounds fun. The Oklahoma Land Run opens up one of the last untouched areas of North America. Hey! Madzome just subbed. Thank you so much, Madzome. Drop them bears, everybody. Appreciate the heck out of you for that support. It's fantastic. All right, so let's just go ahead and jump into Black Gold. I don't think we get to pick where we start yet. In scenarios, everything is kind of set for you. There is a sandbox mode where you can pick all of the little chunks, the little things that you want to do. But we're going to just do this one because it'll be simpler. Normal, very hard. Yeah, normal. Rail network is realistic. Pause mode is manual, and ticket prices are normal. So here's something that I'll explain as we get into it. Essentially, easy mode for trains means that you could just have one rail, and all the trains will just pass through each other. Like, it's not a problem whatsoever. I think they still have to wait for each other at the stations, but they can just pass right through each other. It's like everything is like super easy. Realistic mode is what we're going to be playing. You have to actually set up train lines and stuff. So let us do that.
Man or a mouse?
And
Hey,
let's play as...
Surely you must be.
there's no way to halt the progress of technology.
I want to play as
Strong
this guy.
leadership and discipline are the path to victory.
His track costs are 10% lower. It's pretty good. Okay, so
We cannot mourn the old days when this
guy's
was
gonna
all
talk for a bit.
undeveloped open prairie. Progress is unstoppable, and we are approaching a new century with giant strides. Now it's time to open up the oil fields in Texas.
Okay, so here's how this game works. We have a train station here in Kansas City, okay? We have a list of tasks that we want to try and accomplish throughout this playthrough. We're not going to finish all of this within today, by the way. These games take a long time. Hey, Wolfman, how's it going? You like train games, Bandersnatch? Well, this is a fun one. This is a really fun one. So what we want to do is we want to connect up resources and cities together, making a massive rail network. What you can't see, what my face is covering, is the little mini map, but that's fine. It's honestly, it's kind of useless information. But here you can see, here's one of our competitors. If I hover over this, it says there's a train station. That face is Don Lorenzo. And he's got some rails already set up in these cities over here, right? And if I go all the way down to the lower right of the map, you'll see our other competitor, Dixie, I believe her name is. She's got all these cities already with rails in them. I can build rails in those cities if I want to. Like, I can build another train station there, but there is a limit to how many can fit there. So usually what you want to do is just try and grow your business and then buy out your competition. But let's go ahead. We have Kansas City, and let's figure out what our goals are. Reach a population of 60,000 in Kansas City, connect 6 cities to our rail network, and build a rail network with a length of 4,156 miles. So these first two will probably solve this third one, no problem. So I think what we want to do first is we're going to build ourselves a station in Salina. We're going to connect that up. We may also want to, well, they actually say to build in Fayetteville. And there's wood right there. Perfect. So I'm just going to slowly go through this first setting up of a rail thing so that we can kind of go through each stage of it. And then, we'll go a little bit faster as we move along. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with a full-size train station, which has 2 rail lines in it. You can go for a small station if you want, and we don't have a ton of money. I may take out some loans here in a bit to try and help kickstart us. But there's a reason for why I want to do it this way. And I'm pointing those rails towards where we want it to go. It'll make it easier for us in the long run. So we are going to grab, I used the building construction tool to do that part. I paused the game. By the way, we have it on manual pausing. That is something that you're going to have to set. Bold investment. Yeah, I know, right? Vandrius of Adrian. I'll say this. It's not very much a train game. It's much more of a sim game. It's more about like a resource management game. All right, so we're going to come up to this top rail. Okay, so we're going from, let's see. Yeah. So these rails are numbered, okay? The closer to the actual station is the 1, and then they go further out. As we expand this network, we're going to add more rails to the end like this. So we're going from rail 1 to rail 1, and that's just going to help me for organization purposes. Now, there's a couple things you can see as we're building this train. If you look at this information here, okay? It says there's the cost of the tracks themselves, and then there's the earthworks, which is whenever we have to like dig through the side of a mountain or something like that. So you can see there's like a little bit of a ridge here. There's a little bit of a ridge building up over here. So basically we're digging tunnels and things, right? If I wanted to, hey, Bandersnatch Rider, thank you so much. Hashtag choo-choo bits. Drop them choo-choos. And by that I mean drop them red bike shorts. Thank you so much for that. So I could adjust the height of the track and whatnot, and basically I could put a steeper incline. But the downside is that it's going to make it harder for my trains to move. Your trains are going to have power to them, and the more steep of an incline they have to go on, the harder it is for them. So because this is really not that expensive for the earthworks, I'm just going to take it as is. And so we've got $300,000 left. We are going to also... I want to make sure I leave myself enough money for trains. But we're going to turn this into a double line. And the reason that you turn these into a double line is so that you can have more than one train running along those tracks. And it'll become clear why in just a second. So we're going to have this double line go like that. Perfect. Should be good. Why doesn't that count as parallel tracks? I feel like that should be cheaper. Usually it's cheaper when they're parallel like this, but that's fine. 90K for that. All right, we're spending a lot of money on this first rail line. Better be worth it. So now that we've got our rail line in, before we even get any trains, there are a couple of things that we have to worry about. First things first, your trains need supply towers. These things have water, sand, and oil, I believe, so that they can run smoothly. If you don't have these, your trains are going to slow down. So we're going to pop one of those right in the center, okay? Lastly, what we need to do is we need to add some signals so our trains know which side they can go on. Now, if I do it like this, I'm now saying that this track can only go in this direction, right? And I'm going to do the same up here. I'm going to say that this track can only go in that direction. Great, right? So now we have one-way traffic on each side. We can have trains going on each way. However, we also need to give them stops. These something eggs in one basket. I know, right? Like I said, I might take out a loan. So now I'm actually going to add a whole bunch more stops. At each one of these stops, a train can wait for the next train. Okay? So what this is going to mean, practically, and I'll show you in just a second, is that our trains will no longer have to wait, say, let's put it this way. If I didn't have these signals here, right? When the first train made its way to Kansas City, the other train would literally wait here all the way in Fayetteville until that train started to move. With the signals, the train will move all the way up the track to the nearest signal that it can reach and wait there, and then when this train comes back, it'll go from there. Okay, so that allows us to really speed up the production. Trains can be waiting right before where they need to go. The other thing is that I can now fit way more than just 2 trains on here. If there's one thing in this game that is terrible, it's the train AI. The train AI will always take the shortest path. What that means is you could have a ton of different options. I could have like 10 different tracks coming off of here, going in a whole bunch of different directions. Basically like, hey, the train, if there's one here, then you should go that way. They don't think like that. They don't go, if something's in my way, I'll take another path. They don't think that way. They always take the straightest path. So you have to kind of force them to take the paths that you want them to take. All right. Finally, let's set up a rail line. So here's our one track that we currently have. We're going to set up a rail line from Fayetteville to Kansas City. We're going to hit this check mark here. We could change what loads. We could say we want it to just be a passengers and mail train, which is important to get people moving back and forth. Or it could just be freight, so it could move resources between the two cities. We could manually set it so we could pick the specific resources that we want to send between the two places. But I'm going to do automatic to start. And we're going to add a couple of trains. We only have one train available to us right now, the NYC American, so we're going to buy it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate it a couple times. Clone that train. Clone that train. So now I've got 4 trains running back and forth between Fayetteville and Kansas City. And we'll probably end up having more eventually. Let's go ahead. We're going to start that up. I'm going to double the speed. And so now we're going to let that run for a little bit. What's going on here? Okay, so we've got our first train heading from Fayetteville. It's just got a little bit of passengers and mail, I think. Let me click it. Yeah, passengers and mail. And each of them, you see, is grabbing a couple of passengers and mail. Now, if we go up here, we can watch our first train unload and watch our money go up. See, that's how we gain money. And now it's taking beer from Kansas City all the way across. And actually, you know what? We're going to ride on the train real quick. We're going to take our time this time through. Let's, no, come on. Where's the thing? There's a button you can usually press to ride along the train. I forget what it is off the top of my head. It's fine. Let it go. So that train's going to head back, and now this train will come in here. Good to go. So we've got these lines set up, and we're going to be making money. All right, we're good. Now, how do we grow these cities? We get a ride. Yeah, I'll figure out what the button is in a second. Oh, here it is. We'll go like this. Center train, and then we'll ride along. Check it. Choo-choo. We're riding along. We're riding along. There we go, Demi. There's our choo-choo. All right? And we can even move the camera around. We can whistle. Choo-choo. And we can even move the camera around to different positions. We can look backwards, forwards, left, right. It's pretty neat. It's a fun little thing. It's absolutely silly. Okay, we'll close out of that. So, you can kind of get your little ride on. Now, remember, we got these tasks, right? We can click on our city, and you'll see it's growing. So that's great. We know we want Kansas City to grow. It is growing because of the resources that we're bringing in to the city. Here we see all of the resources currently that this city desires, right? And these numbers here tell you how much of that resource they want per week, I think. But basically, anything with a positive number over here, you want to increase the intake of that. The higher that positive number, the more of that you want. So we definitely want more wheat. We definitely want more meat, and then these other resources for sure. As the city grows, they'll gain a more varied desire for things. So we're going to have to deal with that. So looking around, we've got wheat over here. We know we want wheat, so our next station's definitely going here. We're going to go ahead and start setting up. We might not get it fully formed just yet. But with the resources, they work similar to the cities. Instead of putting the train tracks actually inside the center of it, you put them outside of it, but within the range of it. So we're going to put it as close as we can to Kansas City. We're going to take our rails. And you know what? I just realized because we're going in the way we're going in, we're going to have to cross these tracks. That's never fun. So we're going to do it like this. We're going to come to here. We could tunnel under if we wanted to. I'd rather bridge over. Guess tunneling is going to be cheaper is what they're telling me. It's hard to tell it to bridge sometimes. All right, let's go way back. Let's go way back. And the reason I'm doing this is pretty simple. It's just because it's, you know what? We'll come in from the back. We'll do it like this. This is actually probably the better way to do this. Just like that. And I want them to load into track 2 specifically because I don't want them competing with these ones coming from, what is it, Fayetteville? I think Fayetteville. Yeah, Fayetteville. So this train track, once we get it built, it's going to come around here. It's going to go in there, and then it's going to come back this way. We'll set it up a double line eventually, but we'll probably be able to get away with just having one train for a while. So we're going to wait until we make a little bit of money. I'm going to speed this up. And we're probably going to start to see some other things start to pop up as well. But as you can see, all these trains heading to Fayetteville, they're always full. So, you know, that's it's definitely something that'll be good for us. Aha! We could hire a bandit if we want. We could hire this guy for $34,000, and he's going to go and take over a competitor's train and either rob the passengers or steal the mail. But he costs a lot of money. I don't feel like wasting that money right now. But eventually, or from time to time, you'll get opportunities to hire people into your business. Right there, we got an inventor. So it's the inventor. If I spend $33,000, she will give me 100 innovation points. You know what? I think that's worth it. I am going to spend that money. I'm going to get those points. We can go to research. And now we can research something. So there's the whole tech tree. You gain every month. You'll see I gain 40 innovation points. And I can use these to upgrade certain things. Right now, we don't actually have anything that we can get with the 100. We need to get 300 so we can improve our ventilated freight cars, 200 to get the Columbia. And then once we've unlocked 3 things in the tree, this will unlock the PRR D12. We could also go back here and look for previous research, but you tend to start with pretty much everything unlocked except for some of these freight additions. But those are all 300s. So right now we don't have anything that we can get. Oh, wait, actually, we just got up to 220 because we're still running. Perfect. Do I want to bid on ventilated freight cars? I have enough money. Yeah, let's bid on this. Okay, so a lot of stuff's happening. Is this ticking? There it is. So give me a second, and I'll explain everything that just happened. Right now we're bidding on this research. Cool, we got it. So every now and then, that's going to happen. An auction will pop up that'll be like, hey, do you want this thing? I think we got it, right? This should be, let me close out of this. I think we should have just gotten that, didn't we? Well, either way, we can get the Columbia. We're going to get the Columbia. We must not have gotten it because it didn't spend the money. So he must have bid again, and I didn't notice. All right, anyway. Every now and then, you're going to get those auctions that pop up. And what those are is essentially you're competing with the other people in the other train lines, spending money to try and get the research or whatever is being put on auction. We're just going to close out all these little tooltips. I don't need these. Give me 67,000, and then I can set up my Collins Estate line. That's what I need. The other thing I'll show you, here's where we have all the different people we can hire. We can put these people on our trains, and they will make them better. They cost a little bit of money to recruit, and then they cost a weekly salary. Sometimes they're worth it. Sometimes you really want to use them in order to really boost the speed of your train or the amount of money it makes. Like, they can definitely return a greater... The return is greater than the investment. All right. Let us grab... Let's finally build this line. Perfect. We don't have enough to build the actual train yet. We need another 20, 30,000. So I am thinking, you know what? Let's go look at some bonds. What kind of a bond can we take right now? We could take a $200,000 bond. That really would not be that bad. The other thing we can do is we can invest in other people's businesses, which we're going to definitely want to start doing once we make a little bit of money. They're way ahead of us right now because they started with like 4 train stations, right? So if we look at our value, we're not doing a whole lot right now, but we will get there soon. I think we're going to take out a bond. We'll be able to pay it off, no problem. So let's get a new train from Collins Estate to Kansas City, get in some more wheat. We will put in... For freight, you usually want the most power, but because we know there's no incline on what we're doing, we're going to go for the fastest train that we've got. Don't know if I've seen the giant caution screen. You mean this one? Breakdown, bad condition. Yes, I've seen it, and what we need to do for that is we need to build a maintenance building. And all that is again, the same thing as, you know how when I was building earlier, I said we need these supply towers? Right? Or things are going to break down. It's the same deal here. So this breakdown, all it means is this train's going to be stopped for a little while, and then it'll fix itself, and it'll keep going. If you don't set up maintenance stations, that will happen more and more and more frequently as you go along. So you eventually need to take care of that. Okay. Now, the next expansion that I would like to do... Oh, by the way, another thing. The reason that Kansas City wants so much wheat is because of the need for grain to produce beer. So that's why they wanted so much of that. Meat would be good. You know what would be really good, actually, is if we could set up a line from here to there. Because these guys make furniture. Yeah, so they need logs to turn into furniture. I think they have too much right now, though. Let's back this up real quick. Yeah, they're making too much. And I think the reason for that is because nobody in the world wants furniture yet. It's a high-level good, so we're going to wait on that. Hey, Anxious Animo, thank you for those biddies. Drop them bike shorts, everyone, to celebrate. All right, we're going to keep running this for a little bit. I think we're going to connect up Selena next. That's what we want to do. So let's build. We'll start with a small train station because we're only doing from here to Kansas City. Again, I would like to go over the line if I can. Ooh, there's a bridge. Whew, that bridge is expensive. You always want to try and set up dedicated lines for a lot of these things, but you know what? We will connect these together because if we connect all of these together, that actually means that we can run a train from Fayetteville all the way to Salinas. And the way that that works is the train would come into this station, rest here, and then go back that way. So we could do that. We can afford the first part of the line. Let's go ahead and invest in that. And then we will wait and we will get enough money to get the second part. 150 little bitties. Indeed, Rooney. Okay. Now, we're just going to kind of bounce around, watch a couple of our trains while we wait for our money to go. Get on in there, make me some money. And here, there's our first wheat train coming in. Dropping off the wheat. Our money went up like crazy. He's going to go run back. He's going to do the same thing. I do need to give him a supply tower because eventually this train's going to start to run pretty slow. We have stuff that we can get. Increased ticket prices for passengers. Absolutely. Let's get that. So, yeah, we'll get the supply tower for this guy first, I think. Well, let's see. How many does he make a full car? How much does this produce a week? 2.4 per week. All right. I think one train is going to be just enough for now over here. Wait, do I own that business? No, I don't. Okay, good. All right, let's drop a supply tower here. Hey, Lightning Bro, how's it going? Just playing some Railway Empire. It's a pretty fun game. I dig it. Let's check out our competitors again. You know what I'm gonna do? Oh, I can't even. Shares are too expensive right now. Sometimes I'll just buy a couple of shares here and there in my competitors because it really is like you want to buy as much investment in your competitors as you can. They kind of cheat. Okay. Interest paid on bonds. So that's how my bonds are going to work. I'm going to keep paying off the bonds for a while until I pay the whole thing. By the way, one thing I want to point out about the AI, because this is something that does kind of suck with this. The AI always plays on easy mode. So even though I'm playing realistic mode, the AI is playing easy mode. So as you can see, they only need one single track going to each place, and their trains run just smoothly. They're not going to get confused. They're not going to run into each other. They're not going to collide. So they're at an advantage because they don't have to really set up very complex networks. But that's okay. We can pause. That's my benefit. All right. Because if it were the case that I was playing on easy mode, I would have just nailed this guy right into here. I would have nailed, all these lines would all be going into one single place, basically. Okay. So now we got 50,000. Let's build the second part of this rail line. And once we've got people going back and forth between Salina and Kansas City, we should see a significant amount of money increase. Passengers and freight between cities make a ton of money. At one point, there's a South Park Easter egg in the news. Is there really? I wouldn't put it past them. There's a bunch of little silly things that happen in this. Random breakdown. All right, random breakdowns you cannot prevent. They just happen. You can't do anything to reduce the likelihood of one of those or anything. I might set up a couple more trains between Kansas City and Fayetteville as well. That's the challenge, ain't it? Yeah. I mean, that's basically the challenge. I wish that the AI had to set up, you know, more complex train rides, you know, or lines, just because it would feel more immersive, realistic, whatever you want to say. Okay, let's buy that line. Let's start setting everything up. So forward on the right. I'm just going to go through, set up a bunch of stops. We also need to buy the supply tower, and then once we've got that, we'll just start chucking some trains on here, huh? All right, and then last one. Boop. Okay. There we go. Keep going. So, as you can see, things start to get a little crazy. And what I'm actually going to do is I'll probably build a line that comes off of here and goes straight to Salina so that we can do the trains from Fayetteville to Salina. Ooh, and then we got Wichita, too, just down here. And they have meat. Wichita has meat, which these people were wanting. So I think what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to get Wichita. We're going to want to get cattle up to Wichita. We're going to want to set up a freight line from Wichita to Salina and Wichita to Kansas City. We're going to want to eventually get wood over to Fayetteville. This milk, we might want to get up to Wichita. It's going to depend on what they need. And then is there another city out here? There is. There's, oh no, all the way out there. So these 4 cities are pretty safely ours. Then we got a long move to Shreveport and a long move to Amarillo. Yeah, from right way over there. Okay. Gotcha. Let's drop a supply tower right in the center there. Yeah, it should be good. Raise the stakes? Indeed. All right. Interest due on bonds? No problem. Let us... Ooh, Station Master. Cost 625. Draws up rules for maintenance. Reduces maintenance time for all trains. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So, we're going to set up a rail. Salina to Kansas City. Check. And we're going to pick, well, the NYC American because this guy's way too expensive. And there we go. When it comes to trains that move people, the passenger trains, those trains, you always want to be the fastest. You'll get a bonus if you have the fastest train in the world. If you but going between places, if you have the fastest train, the people who ride the train will actually pay more for their tickets. So we call those express trains. So if you can get that, then that's great. But the thing is because you and the AI are competing and because you're each constantly getting better and better trains, you might have a really nice express train for a while, and then the AI will get, you know, some new train that's even faster, and then suddenly, like, all your people will be like, this train isn't that fancy anymore. We're going to get better ticket prices there. Let's keep it going. So let me know if anything is not fully explained. If you guys are confused about anything, let me know, because there's a lot of stuff in here. We're going to duplicate again the line between Salina and Kansas City. Get that. Thank you. This line is not an actual line.
Someone told me that you were coming. Good luck.
Good luck. So we're just gonna spend some time and we're just gonna keep duplicating a couple of these train lines because why not? Yeah, see, this is an express train. Look, I see how it's got this little lightning bolt. That means that because of the distance that it travels and because of what it's carrying, it's an express train. So it's definitely going to get us that bonus, which is great. Let's duplicate another one. Okay, perfect. And like I said, we're going to keep doing this until we probably have like 7 or 8 trains going this way, 6 or 7 trains going that way, because those passenger trains between cities, they make a ton of money. Then we also probably want to get this corn, the sugar, the coal we can wait on. It's not necessary anytime soon. And we probably want to expand this station. If a farmer mine expands the share price, yes, indeed. All right. Speaking of which, share prices. Hello, Don Lorenzo. Let's start to own some of your company.
Thanks for trusting me, eh?
You're confused how you tell what the rail types are. Train, not rail. What do you mean? In terms of freight versus... or do you mean the actual trains, like in terms of their abilities here? Let's go look at a train. So, they all have stats, as you can see over here. And if we go check, actually, we'll look at the actual rail line thing. If we go to manage train, and you look at these stats, these, you like my mug? This is my my Meeseeks mug. You guys are seeing it from behind. I guess it just looks like this. Yeah, it just looks like a cute little blue mug. This is me Seeks. So these are the statistics on the trains. Obviously, there's top speed, which is important. So that's why this is our express train. The traction power, that has to do with being able to get over inclines. So if you have trains, we haven't had this yet. A lot of the area we're dealing with is very flat. But if you had to go up to, like, through over a mountain or a hill or through a mountain, something like that, and there was a lot of variation in terrain height, then you need more power to counteract that. Basically, your trains will go at their minimum speed, which is very, very slow, if they can't conquer the height. Then there's the cost and then the year it comes out. But these two stats are the ones that matter the most, the traction power and the speed. Hopefully that answers your question. Got a little bit more monies. Let's go ahead and let's set up another one from Fayetteville to Kansas City. Yep, copy. Thank you. Got a little bit more research. Let's get this new train, 59 miles per hour. So it's not going to bust our
new locomotive.
It's not going to bust our
cannons as
expresses,
well?
but it is a really good freight train. Okay. So now you see how our money is actually kind of going up pretty well, like a lot better than it was before. As soon as you start getting a lot of these trains going, suddenly it's per good. All right, we do need to pay attention to the time of year. So it's July 5th, 1891. We need to get to 60,000 in Kansas City, and we're only at 45,000. So we've got about a year and a half to complete that. These guys need more cotton. They have started a weaving industry, and they need more cotton. By the way, earlier when I came to this city, you might have seen a plus sign here. I didn't have the money to take advantage of it. All right, this sound is getting really loud. I didn't have the money to take advantage of it, but what happened was I would have been able to start the business myself, and then I would have owned the business. So I could have spent like $400,000 or $500,000 to start that cloth business, or maybe I wanted to do some other business. Maybe I wanted to make, well, they already make beer. Maybe I wanted to make meat, beef. I could do that there, but gosh, there's no cotton anywhere. Like that's the nearest cotton. So I could have done that, and I would have gotten a lot of profit out of that. But I didn't have the money for it at the time. And I don't think my bond's going to kill me. Don't worry about Evandrius. Trust me. So I could connect this up all the way up to here. It's going to be a long train. What I could do is I could run it through Salina, which might not be a bad idea, into Kansas City to start with. Or I could run it through Wichita into Kansas City. But either way, Kansas City needs cloth. I have to provide this cotton for them, or they're going to have some troubles. What else do they want? Veggies, milk. Yeah, it's mostly cotton and beef and a lot more wheat. So honestly, if I could, I'd like to buy this business. It's going to cost me $1 million. Can't do that. So I think first things first, we're going to try to set up Wichita and connect that to the rest of all this stuff. So what I think we'll do, trying to think if I want a direct line or if I just want to hook it into this guy. It'll be cheaper and easier to hook it into this guy, but that also puts a lot more stress on this track. Basically, Salina and Wichita will grow slower. Might be okay, though. Let's start with a small station. And we'll connect it into here. And if later on we have to change it, then we'll change it. Let's set up. I don't usually like running freight along these. When selling used locomotives, depreciation. I barely sell trains. I'm not going to get that one. I usually let my trains stay. Track construction. Let's do this. Okay. So we're gonna do a nice little crossover here, and this is gonna show you how you can actually, make these types of things work with the way that the AI always takes the fastest track. We'll start here. Okay, so we'll get that down. And then we'll go right in front of that, and we'll make a crossover here. Okay. And now if we go to our signals, you'll notice that the signals still work just fine. And we're actually going to set up a stop right there. And it's a non-directional stop. You notice how, it does have an arrow pointing. That means I'll stop when I'm going this way, right? but it's not forced to that direction. So a train can pass through here. So what we're going to do is we're going to end up creating another one of these double lines, and we're going to run that down this way. It'll stop short here so that it can go back onto this track, and other trains can come back this way. And what we'll have is we'll have a another one of those stoppers like here where the trains can stop there. And I may want to get rid of this if I don't give it enough space, because I don't want a train waiting here while another train is waiting to get onto that track. But I guess it would stop there, so that should be fine. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so we're going to wait until we get enough money. We'll double that track up. We'll set up the more trains, and that should get us some meat to Kansas City. Yeah. And you can see that these two, they're competing over that auction, and I'm not caring. I'm not caring at all, y'all. All right. How are we doing on time right now? Give me a second. 10:40. All right. Not so bad. Train time. Let's build this. So, same deal as before. Want to double up that train line. Hey, the boss, you're not too late. We've been doing this for maybe like 40 minutes. So we'll go to like about here. There we go. 33,000. Cool, perfect. Cheap. And then we need to save up so that we can get enough for the supply tower. And then we're good to go. So we're going to set these train lines up like we have with the others. Just to give us space. These little signals are free, so that's why I just kind of am pretty liberal with my usage and placement of them. Let's put this guy a little bit further back. You don't want to have these signals. So one thing I'm not doing, you'll see, I'm not going to like put a signal going this way right here, because if I did this and a train came to stop at this light, it would come back and clog up this track, and so then this guy could never get through until this guy goes, right? So you always want to think about that when you're placing your signals. But yeah, these things are free, and so that's why I place so many of them, because you might as well, right? Hey, decent car guy, how's it going? All right, pretty soon I should be able to afford my first train over here. Oh, actually, I got to get my supply depot first. So now we just wait a little bit, let the money build up, but we're starting to get a nice little flow of goods, a nice little flow of trains. These guys, they're still hovering right at 45K. Once we get the meat coming in there, I think that they'll be much better off. Now we can build a supply tower, and we can set up our first rail line from Wichita to Kansas City. Check that. Keep that there. And we will get ourselves another NYC American. Solid train for going across flat ground like we are right here. And now look, they're bringing the meats. And there we go. We're good. So, what are you doing? Random breakdown? That's fine. So let's watch this train come to this stop. We'll see how this works. Psh, didn't even have to stop. Ain't nobody in the way. Comes on through. Just fine. King of the Rails has the fastest train. That's not me. That's the, I think that's the gangsta. All right, let's ride along. Let's head on over to Kansas City. Yeah, I got rid of that little signal that I made as the example. Is that Mr. Meeseeks? Look at me. You need to keep the chat on track. Ha! That's silly. Look, you can see the city coming into view. Get on this side. Is there going to be another train passing by? Let's see. We're taking a ride on the Choo Choo, y'all. I love it. You can see like the birds flying overhead and stuff. You can see the train in the distance over there, too. That's super cool. You wouldn't be surprised if there's a person tied to the tracks. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. All right, I just want to see what this looks like if another train comes by. But yeah, you see that other train over here? Isn't that cool? All right, now this train's got to wait for another train. So then I get bored and I go work on other things. Whistle, please. All right, hold on. All right. Choo-choo. All right, we got a little bit more money. So let's do this. Collision! If only, right? If only. Okay. About 2 more trains coming out of here. Again, that's mostly just to get this beef up to Kansas City. And once that first beef car gets in here, we should hopefully see a nice big improvement in the population. All right, and so now, as you see, we do end up with this issue, right, where all these trains are all trying to get through to this spot here. So usually they'll try and kind of take turns, but they might not. The one at the intersection between the new and old line. Do you mean... Ah, I see what you're saying. This one? Yeah, I can get rid of that one. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Move it more. Yeah. That's fine. Guy here is fine. Right, but I see what you're saying. Yeah, good call. Good call. Because, yeah, that would have blocked this part here, which would have made it difficult for trains to move there, so you don't want the stop there. Exactly. Good call. Thank you for pointing that out. All right, so now we do want to hook this business up to Wichita, and eventually we'll want to hook these logs up to Fayetteville. So let's start working on that problem. Also, we have some research points. Let's get increased profits from transported mail, increases the power of the locomotives. We get a new train that goes at 62 miles per hour. It's not bad. That's a real good train. But let's get these. Oh, and what's this? There's a little star down here. Bonus for new industry. I will get $87,000 if I start an industry in Corpus Christi. I do not have the money to start a business in Corpus Christi. But I could, if I had the money, set up one of these 4 businesses here in this town, and I would start making a profit off of that. So that would be real neat. But if you're riding on the side and 2 trains go side by side, do you get decapitated? No, because I am invincible. Let us set up a small train station here. Ooh, you know what, though? I'm going to have to expand the train station in Wichita as well. Let's do that first, actually. So I'm going to expand this station. Okay, so now we have 2 lines, right? So our one line is the line that goes between cities, and then we'll set up this one. It'll be good. Mifner, no, that one's fine. The this signal should be fine. I could get rid of it. It's not a huge deal. That signal would be fine, though, because if there were a train waiting to come up this way, it would wait here until this train got by. But this one here definitely was a problem. If I didn't have a signal on that side, then it would be a problem for sure. Okay, Wichita is also growing. That's great. And we're gonna continue to let this go, but we're gonna make sure to get that place some more meat because they're supplying Kansas City with their meat. Now, okay, cool. They're building up there. We could use a little bit more wheat. Overall, things are looking good here. We just need to get a lot more stuff coming in. I think in a second here, what I'm gonna do, if I can get up to 200,000, I could build a large train station, and that would actually connect up both of these businesses. And then I bring those in here, and we'll have ourselves a whole bunch of stuff going on. All right. Can I benefit from the river? Rivers are all bad. You just got to cross over the river, sadly. They do cost a lot of resources to build bridges over. Let's see. Just building up some stuff.
I might ask you for a small favor, but that day may never come.
Did you just buy some of me? No, he did not. I kind of want to buy more shares in him because he's growing really fast. So if he grows, I grow. Ultimately, it's just a bit of a racing game. You want to make sure to try and get ahead of the AI in terms of like investing in them before they invest in you. Yeah, accounting for that. All right, let's start worrying about getting our next station set up. It's going to be this cattle heading into Wichita. And honestly, I may just start duplicating all of my trains again, just making, you know, a couple more from Fayetteville, a couple more from Salina, a couple more from Wichita. But as you can see, and I love this view, by the way, how, like, when you get this far out, you see, like, the little blue bits where they're all moving and stuff. Don Lorenzo, that's the name of the mafia boss in every book you've ever read. I know, right? And that's exactly what he is. His ability, here you can see the, here's our train, our bridge going across here. And I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to show you, I haven't showed you guys this yet because I haven't really had a need to. But I'll go ahead and do it here. The train laying in this game, the track laying, is incredible. It's probably why I really wanted to play this game in the first place. So you see how this trade's going over here, straight over this? This is probably the best line you can run between these two places. But let's say I didn't want to pay for this expensive bridge. I can click here, and that's going to give me a little point. And as you can see now, I've dug into the ground, and I can cross there. And, you know, now it's got a little bit of an incline, 2%, but the track just dropped $20,000 in price, right? It's a lot cheaper now for me to build this track, okay? Got less of an incline. The other thing I could do, let's say I wanted it to curve around something. I just pull this out this way, right? And I want it to go that way, right? Or maybe I want to add another point and I want it to, you know, zigzag back and forth or something, okay? The way that the tracks lay is incredible. You can just, they very naturally will figure out how to go the way you want it to. And then obviously we have this red intersection because it's like, hey, bro, I can't cross the train like that. But I could lower it. I could raise it. All these things that I want to do. Very easy to do. I just hover over this, and I'm scrolling the mouse wheel, holding shift, all that. Look, we got ourselves a roller coaster now. So you can, all this stuff, super easy. Super easy. But we're just going to go like so. That's simple. And I like to keep the incline as simple as possible, as low as possible, because then my trains run faster. The faster your trains run, the faster you make the muns. You know what I'm saying? All right. So now let's just wait for ourselves to build up another 20 grand and we can set up that line. But the other thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to set up a maintenance station here in Wichita. Because this train will never go to a maintenance station over in Kansas City. It's going to have to do it there. New technology giant joins the market. Oh, my goodness. All right, paid a little bit of interest. That's fine. Let's set up our new track. Done. Let's set up a supply tower. Done. And let's wait until we can get one train going back and forth. And that'll help us make all that beef. Kansas City continues to grow. It is January of 1892. We're at 48,000 people. I got to do some things to make sure that we grow, and we grow fast, because we still got to get up to 60K by the end of the year. Vandrius, I mean, honestly, that's not a bad solution. If you just connect up tons of trains, as long as you don't clog your tracks, as long as there's enough space for it, you're fine. You're fine, honestly. Which, as a matter of fact, once we get this guy connected up, I may just start doing that, you know? This sucks. It sucks that they decided to start a cloth business in a place where they don't get any cotton. But, you know, that is what it is. What's this? Is this gunpowder? I've never seen this resource. Cement. Aha. I haven't played a lot of the higher up stuff. Random breakdown. That's fine. All right, let's set up a rail between here and here. Boom. We're going to make you... Again, we're going to stick with this guy. He's good. We don't have a lot of stuff, and he's cheap. I have... Whoa. New connections. Oh, okay. So now if we go over here, look. This guy, he's spread into Amarillo, and he's spread into El Paso. We're going to eventually get into Amarillo and compete with him. So I'll probably drop a line right next to here if I can. Yeah, like I could do that right now if I wanted to, just to secure it. But if I do it, I wanted to do it this way, back to back, so I can expand outward. Honestly,
Hey, be careful.
I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Drive me mad.
I'm going to go ahead and do it just to secure that I can, because if he expands out too much or does some things, that might be tricky for me. So that's going to cost us a long line from Salina to get that hooked up, but we'll get it there eventually. Wolfos, thank you for that host. Appreciate you. Oh, and thank you for them bits. Drop some bike shorts, y'all. Okay. So we got our one line. Let's set up our maintenance shed. Loudspeaker increases time passengers in cities wait for trains. I'll pay up to 40K for that. Come on. Got it.
Excuse me, but could you keep out of this? You're driving the price up.
Well, you just prevented me from getting my maintenance building right away, so take that, I guess. I don't know. Let's get that. Oh, and we can get this guy. Sure. All the research is worth getting. It's always just like increases, you know, times or things like that. Brian J., I'm deeply unsatisfied with the number of trains I see right now. There should be at least 500 trains on screen at any time. Also, hey, everybody. Hey, Brian. How's it going, buddy? Not enough trains. My apologies. My apologies. That's on me, man. That's on me. All right, so let's just go ahead and let's ballpark what it's going to cost to set up a rail line all the way to Amarillo. 673,000. Most of that is bridge. Whew! As you can see. Let's lower that bridge a little bit. Oof. So here's where we see something. Look at this. The land here, because of the elevation, is causing us some grief, right? What if we went around this cotton here? Does that help? No, that made it way more expensive. Where are all these tunnels? Why are you tunneling, bro? Oof, this is going to be an expensive train line, y'all. So as you can see, if you just look at the numbers, right? The lines themselves, like the distance, rails going this distance, only cost 175,000. How are the inclines? 4%? We've got some powerful trains. We could make this work. Oof, boy, look at those like canyons. So you try and work around all this stuff until you get yourself an acceptably priced train. Less earthworks, the better. Oh, no, 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 no. We don't bridge like that. You kidding me? No, 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 no. Who do you think you are, making a bridge? No. Stop that. Okay. Small bridge. All right. That would be the cheapest we could probably get it done for, 300,000. So as you can see, we dropped it about half in terms of its cost. It was costing us like 600,000 or whatever. Obviously, it's a little bit of a weird-looking way, but we prevented ourselves from cutting through all this ground. Is there no topographic? There is. You can turn on contour lines. I keep them off because they're kind of hideous. But you can see them now. See these yellow lines? There's the topography for you. It's a little bit hard to see. But that can help you if you're curious. For me, I usually just kind of, you know, I'll eyeball it, and I feel like it's good enough. So let's turn that off. Check back. Because, yeah, for me, I prefer the way it looks like this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clear that plan. But it's good to know that that's what that's going to cost us, about 300,000. Let's get a couple more trains going, though, huh? Oh, I got to get my maintenance shed, don't I? Yep. All right. Let's get another train going from each place. So we're going to go Fayetteville. Let's duplicate you. Let's go Salina. Let's duplicate you. And in a second, we'll make another Wichita train or two. Okay, what do we got? Random breakdowns. Those are fine. Don't care about the engineer right now. All right. They should be real train costs for the time. I mean, 30,000, 80,000. Does that not sound appropriate? I think that sounds appropriate, right? All right. And now we wait. How y'all doing out there, y'all? Are y'all enjoying this game? Let's see. Wichita. Give me another one of those. Another meat train. All right. And let's start looking at our investments and whatnot. Hey! Anxious Animo, 150 bits for them trains. Thank you so much. Drop some of them shorts, y'all. How are you doing, Kansas? 50,000 people. We still need to grow these guys a little bit. You know what? Let's hook up this and this that are nearby. Obviously, getting the, what do you call it? getting the cloth out here would be great, but we need to grow this city real big, real fast. And honestly, I might not even be able to do it. It might be too late. There's just not a ton that we can do to make it work. So, no, we want it to curve out the other way, so we want it to go like this. There we go. Cost us 28,000. Okay. So yeah, I might not be able to do this. I made some decisions, I guess, that didn't promote the growth of the city. Sometimes these tasks to complete are pretty tricksy when they have this time limit on them. Yeah, now it says Kansas City is shrinking. I 100% blame the cotton industry. 100%. New train. Set up a rail line. Roberts to here. Check. Add a locomotive. Check. Go. Get some corn up in there. Oh, you know what I need to do? We need, these. I may even want to double up this wheat line, because these guys use a lot of wheat for all that beer. Okay. Definitely need this. Let's also get... And boop and boop. Perfect. And then we'll get a line there as well. And actually, you know, oh, I should have... That was dumb. This guy I should have put here so it could connect both of those guys, but that's fine. Am I going silent from time to time? If I'm cutting out, it's probably because I'm speaking too low. My mic doesn't pick me up if I'm mumbling. So my apologies on that. Let's see. I can imagine a bandit walking slowly next to a track saying, "I'm hunting for a Twain." For a second, I thought you meant like a Mark Twain. Okay, let's get you guys going here. Check. Set up a rail line. Check. Good. Nothing bad. Yeah. It's totally. It's my my mic setup. All right. Are you growing? All right, y'all. I don't think we're gonna be able to accomplish this first goal in this scenario. That's a tricky one. 60,000 that fast. Growing population in general in this game is something that's very tricky to do deliberately, I find. All right, we're at 100,000 now. Let's I don't know what else to do to try and boost this. Standard oil. What is this? This isn't oil, right? This is coal. Yeah. Well, I guess we could try.
I wouldn't have expected such a useless station, even from you.
Let's, you know what? Station. And let's just see how long it would take me to get to there. Or how much money. Whew. Alright, that's not so bad. That's not so bad. Let's see if there's any other bonds we could take. If we're going to die, I might as well go for broke. Okay. So let's get that in there. Just trying to think if I want to... Because I could connect it straight up there. You know what? Yeah, let's do it. So now this train will be able to go straight through Salina. The problem is going to be the waiting here. It's going to be a long distance for this train. But whatever. All right, we'll set that up there. And let's get a train going. Taylor to Salina. Check. Or no, not to Salina. We want to go to all the way to Kansas City. Check. Add a locomotive. We're going to get the fastest one we got. And we're going to need to also have a supply tower for sure. Along that way. I don't think I'm going to be able to make a double track for this guy. If I can, it'd be incredible, but I doubt it. It's going to be just too expensive. Yeah, a little too expensive. And that's fine. I'll have it set up for when I get a little bit more monies. Yeah, y'all fighting over the bit boss, but I can't see because you're doing it in lower numbers than usual. My goodness. Y'all are silly. Thank you so much, though. I appreciate it. All right, let's drop this. Okay, so then let me kill that. Let's get a couple of these going. Doot, doot. Doot, doot. Fly tower. Doot, doot. Doot, doot. That train will go through. Right now it's on the wrong side of the tracks, but it'll go through for fine just now. Doot, doot. And doot. And actually we'll do this. Okay. Got all that going. That should be good. Hey, Anxious Animo 100 bits. I'm the boss now. Thank you all so much. Appreciate all that support. Y'all are the best. Market Crier, what can you do? We got the station master. Well, we don't have enough money to afford you anyways. Well, what would you do? Mediator would increase mail or passenger volume by 50% in your cities over several weeks. And what would this one do? They both do the exact same thing. Hey, another 100 bits. Wolfos 400. No! Thank you so much, you guys. Drop some of them bike shorts. All right. We're September 1892. And we are not going to be able to hit 60,000 people here. Not a chance. So we're going to fail this mission. I do want to see how well... Hey! Fire Bear, another 100 bits on the bus. Whoa! Colty dropping 1,000 bits. I'll set the bar really high. Colty, thank you, buddy. Love you so much. Drop them bike shorts, everybody. Now. Hey! Oh, my gosh! What has happened? I'm hearing so many noises. So many noises. That was another one from Fire Bear? Wait, where? Oh, my gosh. It's all over the place. It all happened so fast. On my screen, I heard it like all in a row. It all done made the noises. All right, this train is actually making it through. That's good. Selena is actually shrinking. And now are you going to stop for this guy? You are. Okay. I just want to see how these guys interact with each other. Who goes first? Who are you waiting on? You're waiting on that little dude. Who goes next? You? Okay. And then do you go next? Do you guys take turns, or is he going to go next? I'm curious. Real quick, I want to see what this is. Okay, if I connected this guy up to the network, I'd get a bonus of 100,000. That's free money right now. So all I have to do is just do this. I don't even have to set up a line. All I have to do is do this. And do that. And I just got $104,000. Okay. Wichita's growing great. The trains are like 70-year-old smokers. Yeah, or vapors. All right, so they did take turns. They take turns on the tracks. That's good. So this guy's going to slowly, finally make his way over here, but it's going to be too late to deliver our first load of cotton all the way from the south. But there's no way we're hitting 60K. So we're probably gonna lose here in a second. So we're just gonna watch things play out. I don't care about logistics. You know what we will do though? Because we have about enough money, let's see if we can't hook this sucker up. Let's set up this line. So now one thing we might be able to do to make it cheaper. Okay, so we got bridges can only be 2 wide, but you get a reduced cost for tracks if they're parallel. So if you can make them parallel for as long as possible. There we go. Then we'll go around the farm. Then we'll go up the river. Just like that. And then we got a straight shot. We can actually connect up Amarillo. Let's do it! Connect it. Because why the heck not? All right. How are y'all doing now? About to get your first load of cotton? No, you just got it. Right? No, you're about to. Where is it? Where's our cotton train? Is it here? Is it here? It's all the way back here. There's no way. Oh, man. That's all right. That's all right. Slow due to missing equipment. Aha, because he doesn't have the supply thing. All right, here we go. Time's ticking over, y'all. Time's ticking over. Scenario failed. Anxious Animo 1160. I have returned. Thank you so much. Appreciate the heck out of y'all dropping all them bits. Warms my little heart. So, that was a failure of attempting to do this. I would blame trying to teach you guys, but it's not what it is. I made some bad decisions about how to try and grow that place. I should have probably just connected up a whole bunch of resources to Kansas City from the start, even though they weren't like totally desiring them. I should have hooked up the corn, should have hooked up the wheat, should have hooked up the sugar there. And I really should have just focused on getting everything up in there. So we've got, how much time do we have left in this stream? We got about 20 minutes left in the stream. We could do a little bit more on this if we wanted. So let's go ahead. Let's restart it, and we can just go again. And this time we'll make some different changes.
We
right?
cannot mourn the old days when this was
So,
all undeveloped open prairie.
We will start.
Progress is unstoppable.
It didn't
We
show
are
Colty's on the
approaching
Bit Boss, did
a
it
new
not?
century with
Well, I think because he
giant
got beat.
strides. Now it's time to open up the oil fields in Texas.
I blame you all, Colty. I blame you all. No, it was my fault for sure. Why is it doing this little glowy thing? So we'll set up. We'll just use a basic station this time, save me a little bit of money. For now. The different levels of the stations, they do load and unload trains faster. So there's a benefit to that as well. We're going to bring you into the front again. The Bit Boss thing might have derped. I think when because y'all all did it so quickly in succession, it sometimes I think it gets confused. No, it says Anxious Animo right now. So Anxious Animo just donated today. I think you're talking about the top of the page, Vandrius. But right now, I think what happened was Colty and whoever was the Bit Boss before, Firebear maybe, or Wolfus, donated at the exact same time. And so it just went with whoever donated first. That's just kind of a Bit Boss thing. It happens. It borked out. You guys fought so hard. You fought so hard. All right, we're going to set this up. We're going to double line it because we do still want tons of trains coming through here. Okay. Same as before. All the way down. Set up real fast. Check. Y'all see me do this before, so I'm not going to explain the whole thing. I'm just going to do it. Okay. Set up the signals. Here and here. Okay. And we're going to set up the corn and the sugar, I think. And the wheat. Because we need all those things going in there. Yeah, that'll do. Oh, all right. And I'll set up a couple of trains real quick. Check. Well, regardless of how the whole Bit Boss thing turned out, y'all, I just want to say I appreciate all of y'all's support. It helps tremendously. Okay, let's get a small train station from you. We're going to do the same thing we did last time. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. We're going to come around the back here into round 2. 54,000. That's good. Check. Let's go ahead and start up a couple trains because we don't have enough to get one train line. We just need a little bit of money. Little bit of money. And I think we still have the same task, right? Yeah, 60,000. Cool. We can do that. We'll do all this stuff. All right, and here they go. Here's our first train coming in. Let's ride on our very first train, y'all. It's a momentous occasion. Here we go. Coming into KC. Thank you, Anxious Animo. I love doing what I do, and I appreciate. I'm glad that y'all let me do it, basically. All right. Here, look at all these people. Look at all these people. They're going to get on the train. Look at them all. Isn't that neat? Look at them. Oh, now we're heading out. Bye, world. Let's whistle, close. Who rides trains like that? All kinds of people, specifically me. Do we have a supply tower on this side? We do. We're going to need a supply tower here. And then we'll get a train going here in a second. As soon as we got enough money for it. Trees are good in this game. Yes, Blobby. They're great trees in this game. Look at these trees. Get all up in there. You zoom in here. We can sort of see the people from this height, but you know it's a lot better if you just click on the trains and get in there. I am the train, Colty. Bwom. That's the real Cloverfield paradox. My goodness. And you know what I should do? Actually, no, we'll wait. Whoa! Alyssa Whiteheart, 3,150 bits. Choo-choo on the stump train. Woohoo! Thank you so much, Alyssa. Everybody, drop them bike shorts. That is incredibly generous of you. I appreciate that so much. All right. Let's get us some monies. Come on. You know, we don't have a lot of time here, all right? We don't have a lot of time left in the stream. So, look at this. Oh, no, never mind. That's not me. I thought that was me. I got excited. Let's get a bond. 200,000. Yep. Let us set up the rail line from here to here because we need it to start growing. Boom. Got that. And let's start setting up these things over here. So, we're going to get the corn going in first. The corn is going to be more valuable for us early on than the, than the sugar. Sugar is a higher level good. But check this out. Instead of going up and around and clogging up that line, we're going to do it this way. Super short line. Look at that. 18,000. Simple. Close. Perfect. Set up a rail line from here to here. Perfect. Check. Add a locomotive. New York City American. Good. And let's get you a supply tower. And then whenever we need to, we can just run this guy right next to it. That looks good. That looks good. Do we have a maintenance shed yet? I don't know if I do. I do not. So I'm going to need to do that next. That'll be the next 80 grand we spend. All aboard the Dino Trains. Oh, wait. That's a show already. Well, Stump Train sounds good. Stump Train does sound good. All right. So here's our first corn train. So then next up, I think what we would want to do would be to connect up Selena for sure, because they produce beer as well. Interesting. Is that different this time? No, they still do meat, and they still do that. Yeah, I guess they both did always produce that. Okay, interesting. Let's get our maintenance building, and then let's also get another Fayetteville to Kansas City. Can never have too many of them. And yeah, let's get you. Let's get you. And Kansas City is growing. It is growing, so that's good. When it hits 40K, we could decide what business we want to be here. Let me look at what's in the area. Sugar, we don't have fruit. If we had sugar and fruit, we could make a distillery. Milk, we could bring up for cheese. We might not have the option to make that business, though. Or we could maybe make boards with a sawmill. That would be a good one to get. But we also might not have the option to choose because we might just not have enough money. Let's innovate. What can we buy? Can't buy you yet. Sure, I'll spend 20 or 10 grand to try and get this train. Got it.
Did you bring your big
10
wallet with
grand. Cheap. That's great. That's pretty neat. All right, so whenever this thing pops up, by the way, this Kansas City grows, that's when you know you can add a new business or something, right? But the only options that we have are meat, brewery, which we already have, and a weaving factory. So I guess that's why it picks the weaving by default. It's either that or beef, and those are equally inconvenient to get all the way up to Kansas City. It's a weird industry to choose to put there. The sacrifices of Jasmine. Oh my goodness. More breweries. Could never have enough beer. I mean, that's if this were Portland, it would be just breweries for days. And you know what we're going to do? Can we expand the station yet? It's going to cost us $100,000. Okay. We'll wait, but we'll do that in a second. That'll help us a lot too. We could set up multiple lines. So basically what we would do is we would no longer have a line going from Fayetteville through Kansas to Salina. We would have one line for Salina, one line for Kansas or for Fayetteville, and that would be that. Still growing, huh? Good. 41,000. Look at that. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Okay. Do you guys actually want sugar now? You do. You do want sugar. You really want cotton. Okay. This guy all the way out here. Gosh. That's such a tough... This map is tough just to get that cotton. Ooh, I guess you could get it from all the way down here. If I connected up Shreveport next, how much is that going to cost? I never even thought about that. But if you connected up this guy down here, you could send cotton all the way up from there. But you've got this nice straight line through all these woods, and you got all these goods here. Shreveport could be a very, very profitable place. Ooh, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and set up a large train station here.
I see you've placed new stations on the playing field.
Yes, I have. Thank you for noticing, I guess. I can set one through there. That's for sure. 1 million. Oh, because there's a huge mountain right here. See that? That's a problem. If we go around it. Oh, and there's a little village here. You want to go around? Yeah, this is gonna be an expensive line to run. I should have paid attention to that when I put down the track. Okay, and let's just kind of play around with it here. Not a lot of places where it's going to be cheaper. About $1 million is what it's going to cost me. So we're going to leave that there for a long time. Because it would be cheaper for me to upgrade this station and literally just set up a straight line from here, I'm sure. Let's actually go ahead. Let's see what a small train station from here straight to Kansas City would cost. But so another thing that I will point out, because I haven't been taking advantage of this, but I would be if I were. So let's say if we connected it just straight to here, 275,000. That's actually not that bad. Just pass it through right there. Yeah, that ain't so bad. That ain't so bad at all. That bridge is a little expensive, but it's doable at least. Can we get another bond? Sure, let's do it. Why not? I've got a lot of time. Let's see. Is that all a bridge? No, that's earthworks. Okay. Earthworks are acceptable. They're cheap. Bridges, you better have a reason for a bridge. That's a good enough reason for a bridge. Okay. Yeah, we'll wait. And it wants us to connect up the sugar. Easy. Because we even want to do that anyways. Let's go ahead. We'll set up a small train station. Now, I think I don't want it to pass through Robert's Preserve. Although, if I did, here's what I could do. Where's my train station? It's right here, right? Yeah. Expand station. Perfect. I can do this. Let's set up this station. Just like this. We'll connect it. Oh, let's disconnect that. Connect here. Okay. And then we'll go parallel. And then bring them in. So they're both going into the same spot. This guy will pass right through this station and then wait here. And that'll be perfect. So all I got to do now is set up a nice little waiting zone for each of them. And we're good. And then I got my money for connecting that up. And now I can actually set this up, which we had wanted to do anyways. And basically paid for itself. Get you. Perfect. Alyssa Whiteheart, it sounds like a terrible idea. You should not be in a place where I run everything. Trust me. You don't want me to turn into a dictator in this. All right, we're at 43,000 on the population right now. That's not bad for January of 1891. It's better than we were doing last time, I think. Let's get rid of that. And so if we can get up to like 300,000, then we'll be able to connect this guy up. Keep it stumpy and grumpy. I always do. All right, looking at the time, we got to stop here soon. So that might be where we're going to end it. I don't know if we're going to play this more in the future on stream. I mostly just wanted to show it off to y'all because I've been having a lot of fun playing this game. Let me know what you think. For the people who watch this over on YouTube, this has probably just been like a one video, just kind of like all of it dropped. Hey, Starlight Minako. All hail Price, Lord and Dictator of all the trains. Thank you so much for that 3 months in a row. Level 2 sub. Drop them bears and drop them warrior bears if you got them, y'all. So yeah, I really enjoy this game. I've been having a blast playing this game over the past couple weeks, and so I just wanted to make sure I showed it off for y'all because I know a lot of y'all would probably be into a game like this as well. So let me connect up this guy. Let's see if we can't make it all the way over to here. We can do it. Let's just come on. There you go. Boom, connected straight up to Cotton. That would be perfect, right? And we could even turn this line. We could run a parallel line to this that connected up Wichita. So this probably is not as dumb of an idea as I thought it might be at the beginning, just running a straight Cotton line all the way to Kansas City. So group stream up next. Yeah, let me go ahead. We're going to go ahead. I'll save this, and I'll even call this Twitch. So if we do ever want to come back to it, we can. Let's quit the game, and I will go to the home screen. Check. And let's get some music going. So, next up, in about a half hour, we've got the group stream. So that is going to be Jazz, Rick, and myself. We're going to be playing some more Colony Survival, and we're going to be continuing to do the giveaway. For every 5 new subs that we get during that stream, we will give away a copy of Colony Survival. So if you want to maybe win a copy of that, maybe stick around, maybe subscribe, and maybe you'll win it. Pretty cool, huh? It's also a subscribers-only stream, so that means that in chat, if you are going to be watching then, you can only chat as a subscriber because it is the Friday sub stream. It's what we do. It's one of our perks for subscribing to us. We have our Minecraft server. We have our subs-only Discord. Lots of great people up in there. The Stump community is quite the family, let me tell you. You can just ask any of those people with axes next to their names. They can tell you all about it. So the sub-only Friday stream, you'll only be able to chat if you are subscribed. And every couple of weeks, we throw a poll out to the people who have subscribed, and they're able to pick what game we will actually play on those Fridays. So, with that, yeah, Dictator Price, he'll be back. Oh, yeah. So you can still watch, obviously, the stream. You just won't be able to chat if you're not a subscriber. But yeah, with all of that, thank you all so much for the bits this morning. Y'all have been so generous. I appreciate the absolute heck out of you. It helps me so much. And yeah, I'll see y'all in about a half hour. With that, y'all have a nice little break. Go grab yourself a little something to eat, maybe a little cup of coffee. Do whatever you need to do, and we'll see you in about a half hour. All right, y'all. See you later. Bye-bye.